Alright everyone, it's time for a follow-up on yesterday's extremely fun project on Pixelplanet. Link in the description actually. This gives you the coordinates roughly of where people have built the bulk of Clankdom sort of related things. Overnight, the number of new projects in the Vermont, New Hampshire area, for those that didn't see the first video yesterday, Pixelplanet's a site which is a giant map of the entire world, and you can alter it one pixel at a time, and so you can draw things. And I got the idea, hey, it would be kind of fun to get like all the clankers together in one part of the map and just blanket it with crazy shit. And I wasn't disappointed. There's a giant Ouroboros there, and I'm not sure, but I think it's several tens of thousands of pixels in total size, and it's basically done. Although it got a little derped out, and I tried to repair it, but the thing is, I don't know how to round the Ouroboros with grayscale. Like, instead of just black and white, which looks a little bit chunky, somebody started doing that at the bottom, but I don't have the finesse involved to actually complete that part of the project. It probably wouldn't even take more than 10 minutes, probably. But I just don't know how. I'm not exactly the best when it comes to paint or anything like that. I don't even think I've ever used Photoshop, properly speaking. Probably should learn these skills someday. I get lazy though. Yeah, I'm kind of busy writing. I mean, take a look at it. And also, I totally, again, just for the sake of saying this, I totally disavow any hateful or lewd material that's there. And there's a whole lot of it on this map. But some of the stuff there you wouldn't believe. It's like the zaniest, craziest shit ever. And I find it funny. I sort of plopped in my username, but I think other people have put in significantly more effort than I initially put in. I didn't actually expect it to basically take up all of Vermont and New Hampshire, as well as all of Delaware. If you go down to Delaware, and you can follow the river Styx from my coffee cup that someone threw there, all the way down to like the DC area, it's basically all Joe Biden references. So I think we did a very good job, and you know, if the same thing sort of happens today, goodness, we would have filled in most of the eastern seaboard north of Virginia. So it's very, very entertaining. Take a look around the map too. Like, you can find your hometown, like put a little "I was here" sort of thing there. It's funny though, like you look around, some of the things that people have constructed took a huge amount of time and organizational effort. And I realize that this is sort of a throwaway topic. It's not really meaningful or impactful in any political sense, but I mean, sometimes you got to cut loose and have a little bit of fun. It's just sort of what you have to do, and a lot of people, they're still in like quarantine and lockdown and stuff like that. What else are you going to do? Draw something funny. Make an image of your cat, or a lot of dicks and boobs and things like that. I mean, again, some of it's a little bit dicey. Like, take a look at Europe right now. What do you see? Basically, the entire continent is taken up by a certain flag that would make Jared Holt very angry. Maybe he should go and he can write another hit piece on Pixelplanet and why they need more censorship or some stupid shit like that. Meanwhile, the clankers are in charge of the Vermont, New Hampshire region. I think 4chan is focused right now mainly on the middle of the U.S. with the Kekistan stuff on one hand, and then the big Nazi flag that's taking up half of continental Europe. And it's almost perfect. There's a huge U.S. flag too down near like Arizona or something, down there in the southern U.S. I think it's been griefed a little bit, but I tried to undo a little bit of the damage to it actually the other day. Like, I haven't even seen most of the things that people have created because the map is so goddamn enormous. I don't know how many pixels wide it is. It's huge though. Now keep in mind, the function of the site in brief for those who haven't already used it, when you change a pixel and you got the little like paint thing on the side, I think you'd probably do it on a smartphone if you got more finesse than me and actually know how to use a smartphone anyway. When you change a pixel, it adds 4 seconds to your little counter. Once you hit 60, you can't do anything else until you let it cool down. And if you're changing a pixel that's already ever been used, it's 7 seconds instead of 4. And I think the idea is to limit graffiti. To limit vandalism and damage to other people's creations by tilting it in favor of the person who created it initially. Not that it always works. And of course, keep in mind, at any given time, if you take this link, things could have been all fucked up. You know, you can get a raid going or whatever. I've seen that happen constantly, literally, and you can actually see the map change in real time, which gives, it helps people organize a little bit more, I think, that it does that. But when you zoom out, you're seeing an older snapshot. I think it updates a couple times a day or something. So yeah, I appreciate all of the extremely good audience participation. Some of the creations there are huge. Someone's apparently planning to build a giant Gadsden flag as well. Like there's a big yellow square next to the Ouroboros, and I think their idea is to do a Gadsden. That would probably take, a dozen people to do that. If one person was doing a project that big, it'd take them a week. So it takes a little while because of the cooldown, but it is interesting. And most of the map of the world is still empty. Other than, like Europe and populated parts of the U.S., actually, at this point, the Vermont, New Hampshire area is one of these main hubs of user activity, it seems. When you zoom out, it actually looks populated now. Much of the U.S. is basically empty, so, run wild. Maybe someone can make a giant cornfield out in Iowa or something like that, too. It'd be pretty funny. That's about all. Peace out.